Good evening, everybody. I welcome you all for my session 3, and I'm Abilasha from Happy Minds Hub. So today we are going to see about few cases and discuss about a child who's raised in an abusive relationship. So let's get into the session. I will just run through the slides from the beginning. So what we saw in the first session was healthy child, how a healthy child should be, how a child can be healthy physically, emotionally, what they need from us, what kind of support, help, assistance they need from us, and what is abuse, and how can it be, and how can it affect the child, and how can we protect the child from this type of relationship, when we have to reach for help or support, what are the pattern types. We saw 3 different patterns like abusive pattern, victim pattern, and healthy assertive pattern. And also we finished with what does really an assertive child mean about. So yes, good evening, Sushmila ma'am. We are going to start our today's session. So, before getting into the case study, I would like to explain what is the assertive pattern of a child. So, everybody would like to see a child like this, but how can we bring a child to an assertive pattern? That's what I have brought it in this tabular column. So, what we really as an adult have to do for that. So, listen without interpreting is the first point. Why I have given it as first one is I give more importance for that point, because when a child comes to us, we have an habit of interpreting between why did you tell that? You should have not done this. So, these are the comments we tell them. So, instantly their mind shuts down, and next time they will edit and tell whatever they want to share, and they will start hiding few things from us. So to avoid that, and also to give them the confidence of we are here to listen to them, whatever it may be, right or wrong, that gives them the comfort zone to share the things. And how it will help them is their voice will also matter. So that is the confidence they get in within them. Next one is encourage them to express feelings. So feelings is everything: love, affection, angry, sad, cry, whatever it may be. Uh, we as an adult, we have to give space for the child, in space in the sense inside the home. So nobody will like to go and cry in front of everybody. They have the comfort zone inside the home. So there also we should not tell them like, still we hear no, like boys should not cry, girls should not get so much of angry. So these patterns are here and there repeated in our culture. I still believe, because I have heard and I have seen. If it is not there, it is fine, but if it is there, we have to reduce it. So each child has their own emotions and rights to express their feelings. So that space has to be given by us. So this will build them emotional awareness and confidence. So even like adults know, when we feel down or sad, whatever, frustrated, every time when we melt down or break down, after that we come to a realization part. We should have not done that. We could have tried this. Maybe it was a silly thing for that breakdown. We realize. So the same way the child will also realize after their breakdowns or meltdowns. So it is completely fine for them to express their feelings in a gentle way, not harming themselves or the surrounding. Allow age appropriate choices. This is also one valid point. For no, child should be given age appropriate. That's why it is mentioned as age appropriate, because they cannot take bigger decisions, but what type of class they want to learn after the schooling, uh, what type of friends they want to select, and for everything we have an restriction. Surely whatever they ask we are not going to do, and if we have some valid point to stop them from that, we have all the rights to do so. But small things will encourage them to build them the decision making skills. That's what we are mentioning here. Teach them to say no respectfully, so that's what we saw in the last session also. How to say no, why, and when, everything the child has to know. And that will give them the boundaries and self respect. How much importance they have to give for themselves is very important. Model respectful communication. Children learn more than no learn more by seeing than hearing. That's what everybody is practically seeing now. Instead of telling 10 times, if we do it and show them and be a model to them, surely they will also follow it. In Even in our houses also, if we see our children or grandchildren or neighbors, even in schools, the children follow the pattern. In class also, even though there are many children, uh, each children observe the teacher very well, and at home they go imitate like the teacher. Anybody have seen that like that? Children who imitate their teachers, how they walk, how they eat. Yes, so they have that grasping power. So when we be the model, they follow us. That's it. Very simple. And validate feelings even when setting limits. Yes, again we have everything in limited portion, but still the space has to be given for make them feel secure. So their feelings are also given importance. So that's okay. So one time I heard that a child came to their parents and told, um, I am somewhere giving importance to one of the classmate, and I don't know whether it's correct or wrong. So the parent came to me, and what I told was, don't shout at him or don't give any advice. Just tell them it is all fine. Uh, that feelings is all. It's a teenager boy, so the feelings all across the child is a normal one. No need to give more importance to those feelings, or no need to suppress those feelings. That's okay. When it is everything is limited, everything is fine. So when they tell them, they also feel somewhat comfortable. Encourage problem solving. So after schooling, many children come back with lots of problems with their friends, teachers, school, campus, van, bus, everything. Wherever they go, they find a problem and bring it home. When they share with the parents or class teachers also, instead of giving them the suggestions, we have to give them the space to think for the solution. What can be done? How you would have handled it? What support do you want? uh, what do you want to do the next step, as a next step? So these questions will make them think curiously and handle their decisions, and this will give them a feel of independence. So I can also handle a problem, or I can also come with up a solution. This will give them the confidence also. Teach empathy and perspective talking. Yes, empathy is what each and every child needed: sharing, caring, affection, love, everything. So it has to be given the importance, how much their words are important, the others' words also important. This will teach them the balance, the self respect and respect for others also. Both are important. Yes. Praise effort and courage, not just results. Here, results means ranks, race winners, no, that's first place, second place, third place. Not only this, their small efforts for the next step has to be recognized. That's what we also want. Yes. So this will develop their healthy self-esteem, self-confidence, self-respect, and the motivation. Self-motivation is what they get from here. only asking why you left this question, why your marks are still in 30s out of 40. So why you didn't learn this, you saw went for party, that's why you didn't get marks. Rather than putting questions or ask no demotivating them, we can just uh, ask them what kind of support you want to go to the next level. Are you comfortable with this? What do you think is this what do you think this your capacity is? Are you satisfied with this? We can put down questions towards them. Let them experience natural consequences. Yes. So nowadays, parents are protecting their children without getting into any problem. It cannot go that way. A child has to face small, problems or issues, then only they can build their confidence. Without handling any such situations, a child cannot grow independently or confidently as an adult. Yes, everybody accept this point. You can show thumbs up or you can comment your points in chat box also. Thank you. Yes, this will encourage them by taking responsibility and accountability. As we saw a student who were not sent for the field trip. So if they go for the field trip, there they learn the responsibility and accountability of taking care of the property, taking care of themselves, everything. So they have to face it. So like after one stage, they can be let go to ride a cycle on road with full safety and rules and regulations. For everything there is a rules and regulations which has to be taught in younger age, so that when they grow, everything will be taken to the next level and nothing will come as an adult immediately. It has to start from the childhood. Yes. So with this we are completing the patterns. Next we are going to the case discussion, and before going to the case discussion, I would just explain a point about it. All the cases which I am going to present it now is a real one, not a real one. Names and situations all are created just for discussion and create awareness. So first three patterns we are going to see about the child pattern. So like we saw the abusive pattern, victim pattern and assertive pattern. Now, how the abusive pattern of a child will be. Arjun is playing in a group game with his friends. He insists that everyone follow his rules. When a friend disagrees, he shouts. Excuse me. You can give a reading to this case. Give me a minute. So, as I said before, few children will have a dominant leadership quality, like they stand for others and they'll take leads in the games, and they have empathy also. They give preference to the children who are not given importance. They talk for them, they give their voice. So those children and all will not come into this. So this abuse means not thinking about others, giving importance only for them and only for their thoughts, and also they are less in empathy, and they keep blaming others for small things. They never accept for their faults. So so each and everybody will be somewhere or sometime will fall under any abusive patterns, like angry, shouting at others, or being rude at somebody. All the stuff will not come under abusive. It's just a reaction of that one spot. So the repetitiveness of the pattern and the severity of the pattern, with that only we will come to the decision. of the abusive pattern, whether they fall under this bucket. So all the children are not no need to be considered, or we no need to be get scared of if we see any children with the same pattern, like standing for others, shouting and out of anger. That's okay. One or two episodes are very fine. So now in this pattern, what we see is the child is not giving importance to others. He always wants his voice to be heard by others, and what in return happens is this boy will be avoided. So nobody will be comfortable because none of their words are taken by him. So what this child has to be learned: cooperation, empathy, respectful communication, and sharing leadership. So the importance for others is also to be learned. This is victim pattern. Mira's classmates often choose what games to play, even when she dislikes the activity. She goes along with it. When someone cuts in line or takes her turn, she stays silent because she is afraid others won't like her. So this is one pattern, like nobody, this type of children will never open their mouth for their basic needs also. Even in classrooms, at homes, in crowded group, we can find this child. They will be very reserved, calm. So we will be thinking that this child is very silent child, quiet, very disciplined. It may be like that, but when we work on them, we will be knowing that they are going through something inside. So what they feel is their feelings are never given importance. So whatever they say, nobody is going to hear. It's better to be quiet, so that whatever others take their decision, we can go for it. So how it will be? She feels frustrated always, lonely, unheard. So feels to struggle express herself. What she needs to learn here: self confidence, boundary setting, saying no respectfully, expressing her needs. So, these and all are basic uh, things each and every child should be knowing. We have to help the children to bring it out. So, this is the pattern of assertive. Kavin and his friends are choosing a game. So he says, I would like to play football today. But if most of you want something else, let's find a game everyone enjoys. So this is how you can say your opinion. If everybody accepts, you can go for it. If there is any different of opinion, we have to discuss and take the decision. So that's how they have to play. When another child cuts in line, he calmly says, I was waiting here. Please join after my turn. So the way how they express without hurting others is what a assertive pattern means. Yes, his feelings and others' feelings are all equally given importance. So his friends will also respect him, join him for no playing or any group studies, whatever it may be. They will be comfortable with this person. So how he is confident, respectful, and he know the healthy boundaries, problem solving skills. We have to discuss, and when there is a majority, we can go for it. So small things will be learned by them. From this kind of children, other children will also learn a few things. So now we are going to see about physical abuse. From the parents side, till now we saw about the child. Now we are going to see from adult side how this impacts the children. So this first situation, Ravi accidentally spills a glass of milk. His father becomes angry and hits him, saying, "You never do anything right." Ravi starts trembling whenever he makes a mistake, because as and when he makes a mistake and his father start uh, beating him, hits him, uh, next time what will happen? Before taking the glass itself, he will start trembling. That's how the child's brain will work. So immediately when he sees the glass, his mind will tell him, last time you spilled it and got beatings from your father, don't repeat it, be careful, again you don't get beatings. So this is how their mind voice will say to them. What will happen? Before taking the glass, he will start trembling for what will happen. So now you can put your comments in chat box, like what message is Ravi receiving here, and what might his this affect his confidence and trust. So how it will be as he grow, how it will be. If you want to talk, you can unmute and talk. If you want to drop a message in chat box, he might become a perfectionist. Exactly. For everything he will find perfect. It should be perfect. Otherwise, they will scold me, they will hit me, I will get beatings. Yes. So, what the alternate healthy assertive plan we can teach them is someone who is scared to make mistakes and take. Yes, correct. They will not try for new things. What happens if I go wrong? What happens if I fail? So this type of their mind voice will keep them demotivating. Yes. Instead of that, how can we change it? Help Ravi clean up the spill, explain how to be more careful, and reassure him that mistakes are part of learning. Mistakes will happen. How to handle those mistakes is what we have to teach them. So the next one is how the emotional abuse will impact them. In this situation, whenever Ananya scores less than expected, her mother says you are disappointment, your cousin is much smarter than you. So after hearing these words, the child will surely get demotivated. Over time, Ananya believes she is not good enough and loses interest in trying. So moving to the next step will not be there. The child will get demotivated. How can repeated criticism affect a child's self-esteem? Can anybody share your thoughts on this? When a child receives a repeated criticism, so their confidence level will be very low, and in crowd they will stop presenting them, uh, they will form a, yes, guilt feelings, yes. So they will form a circle around them and stay no stay out of the world, so that they will not feel bad about themselves. They don't need to show what's going there. Will go down academically. Exactly. Maybe this time out of 50 they would have got near to 30. Next time they will go down, they may go down 20, 25. Yes, loneliness. Yes, ma'am. That's what I was trying to say, that they will form a circle and stay inside that. Yes. Thank you. What kind of encouragement would help instead? The healthy alternate. Focus on effort, discuss ways to improve, and remind Ananya that her worth is not defined by marks. So, learning is a part of life. Education is important, but only education is not going to decide her. So, we have to give her the values, not the marks. So, that will help her to get the self motivation, and next time, surely her academics will also get improved. Next, how the verbal abuse will be. At home, Karthik is often called lazy, useless, and good for nothing. When a child start hearing patterns of labeling, so even when he succeed, he expects criticisms instead of praise. So he know even he whatever he does, they are going to label him with this stuff. So what will happen now? How do labels become part of child's identity? How it will impact their future? What will happen? Can anybody drop your thoughts in the chat box? Anger, suppressed anger. Yes. Anybody else? At one stage, the child will be irritated and frustrated and lost hope on his or her surrounding. They will feel like whatever they do, they will be the failure. They cannot reach the expectations of others. Yes. In future, the child will be feeling like, why did our parents do this to us? After a certain age, we will understand what we have gone through. So whose fault is that? So we keep feeling about, they would have not done this to us. They could have tried the other way around. So that we will also would have got a simple life like others are living, like their friends, whatever it may be. They don't try to do anything. Yes, they will lose interest about even a small regular habits. Yes. So next is neglect. Mina's parents are busy with work. She often comes to school hungry, misses medical appointments, and has no one to talk when she is upset. So this is also an abuse. No, few parents I have seen both will be working and earning a good healthy family, but the child will not get proper nutritional food, proper clothing, uh, no time regular no spending time with parents. Both will be busy in their own works. Yes, as an adult and for the society, to build a healthy family, we are supposed to work, earn, and everything is for their child only. We are not saying it wrong, but when the child is not happy with that, so what are we giving them? So is neglect only about food and clothing? What is she really missing in this pattern? Because of this pattern, this child is missing something. What is that? You can drop your comments. Love and care. Very basic thing. Each and every child needs love and care from our parents. Emotional support. Yes. Emotional, medical, educational, and safety needs. Yes. Educational is what they are paying the fees and sending to the school. That's what, according to the parents, they feel like I'm giving the best education to my children. But actually, the child needs is a emotional support and a basic needs, like spending time with them, going out with them, or sitting at home and talking, or no, at least watching a TV. Everything, even a small thing, a child will be happy. Not with the big bungalow attention. Yes, yes. So, what can be the alternative, healthy alternative for the situation? Create daily routines, ensure basic care, spend regular one-on-one time listening to the child. So every child will be happy when you hear for 5 to 10 minutes when they are back from school. They will not expect much more time from us. Once they are back from school, well, if possible, we can spend immediately or at least before they go to bed. If we spend our 5 to 10 minutes, it will be more than enough for them. And controlling parent. Here, Arav's parent make every decision for him. What to wear, who to be friends with, and which hobbies to pursue. When he expresses a different opinion, they say children should not question adults. So what will happen here? What life skill is missing, will be missing with Arav in future? If somebody else is taking all the decision for him, what will be the skill he will be missing? You can drop your comments. Decision making, confidence on himself. Yes. Anybody else? Independent life also. He cannot take any decision on his own, on her own.
Hello, madam. Hello.
Yes, sir.
There is a saying, there is a cinema actually, Telugu cinema. నా నాన్న నా చెయ్యి ఇంకా నీ చేతిలోనే ఉంది. That's a famous dialogue actually in the
Yes.
Telugu film actually.
Yes, yes, yes.
Still my heart
If,
is in yours only, father. That was son tells his father, a grown up son.
I remember, sir. Yes.
Thank
So even they grow as an adult, they cannot go out of their parents because they have not given any independent space. Inability to problem solving. Yes, they cannot take any decision. They don't have confidence to solve their problem. Becomes indecisive. Yes, dependent. Always they will be dependent on taking decisions. Even after parents, they keep depending on their friends and society, so they end up with wrong selections. It can be anything. So what can be the alternate, healthy alternate for this situation? Offer age appropriate choices and encourage respectful discussions while maintaining clear boundaries. Yes, we are not telling to give all the rights or power for a child, but for their, according to their age, they can be given preference to select. Give them their space, exactly, ma'am. Yes, give them the space for thinking and coming up with what they really need is what each and every child wanted for. So I think I'm done with all the cases. If anybody want to discuss or tell anything about the cases we discussed, or if you have anything from your side to discuss, please you can unmute and talk.
Today being the last session of the series that you conducted to help children who can be victims or sufferers of a marriage where the emotional connectivity between parents is not so good. How would you like to conclude it with a few suggestions and tips to our audience um, for adults like us to follow?
Yes, ma'am. So, as I said, each and every child have their own rights to live life with the basic needs. So, as an adult, how we can support them is give our ears for them, listen what they are telling, give the space for them to express, and in such abusive relationships, as I said, either one can be supportive, only we can expect the support from at least one side of the parenting, so the child can get the needs and emotional support, everything from that parent. Those parents should be very clear in what they want first, being confident and no, without any inner struggle, they have to move on confidently for the child. So they can get the things done. Because in abusive relationship, the other side, the support maybe from for financial support or emotional support will not be given. So one person should be coming up with initiating new stuff for child, keeping them engaged, giving them right time emotional support or help from outsiders like counselors or psychologists. They can reach any time, so that the child will not get into any trouble in the future. So the pattern repetition or the trauma will not be there. So taking the help at right time will help the child, ma'am. That's what I want to say.
Right. To add on, when we work with many parents, one thing which I just want to highlight is that if they are not in good terms with each other, sometimes in clinics, what happens is the child will be right there, sitting there, and they both will be fighting inside the room. And I just remember this episode where there was a 1.5-year-old kid who was just trying to walk around by catching hold of the chair, my table, and all that, and it came close to me, moved from the parents' place to my place. Until then, the parents were not even aware that the child has moved out of the space because it was sitting on their lap. They're so busy fighting with each other.
Fighting.
So one thing is when they really feel that they cannot get along with each other, not listening to the suggestions of people that you have to live together for the sake of the child.
Acceptable.
Just because
Yes.
others are pushing them to the point that you have to live for the sake of your child or for your children, how much feasible it is for them is the decision which the couple need to take. So if it is not feasible for them to adjust with each other for whatever happened in their life and whatever they are feeling, taking into consideration of the well-being of the child, as you rightly mentioned, the child rights. The child has a right to live a life of dignity in whatever means. So, taking that into consideration, it's okay to go for separation rather than putting the child in a toxic family. So, that also can be invited if the situation is so, because no one immediately wants or suggests people to do that. We try to
Yes.
sort it out, we try to work out, but if it doesn't work for them, and if this is some decision they are taking, then that is also fine. But I feel that both have the responsibility, both
Yes.
have the responsibility, even if it is like they're getting a divorce, and post divorce the child is with the most of the cases when it is a very younger child or children, they do not prefer the court doesn't prefer separating siblings. They'll be given to one of the parent, so mostly to be the mother. In some rare cases where it is a case of adultery or some other kind of issues from the side of the mother, then the rights is given to the father.
Father.
So when it is given to the mother, if the father has claimed visiting rights and other things, he needs to execute that responsibilities to come and take an initiative to establish that kind of rapport with the child in the given period and duration of time, what he can do and what financial contributions he can do so that the mother doesn't struggle. If the mother struggles, the child also is put into a kind of struggle. So that should be taken care of. And at the same time, in some relationships, even post marriage, if suppose the mother is carrying anger on father, and even if the court has issued visitational rights, the mother prevents the child from meeting the father. In the mind, maybe they're processing it as punishing the father. That is also wrong because the child deserves the father.
Yes.
Sometimes it could be that they are not able to be good husband and wife, but They can be good mother and a father. So both should come to a point where they are not influencing the child by talking ill about the other parent, which will disturb the mind of the child. And in future, whatever gender they are, they may start disrespecting people of the opposite gender. So that should not happen. And at the same time, the rights of the child should be respected because they deserve a mother and a father, because both have equal responsibility in bringing the child to the into the world. And that way, I think that if the emotional, physical, financial, and the all the basic needs that a child in this world deserves should be given to them, and that can happen when both the parents are cooperative. At the same time, even if they are separated, by looking into their own personal lives, they have to execute the duties which they are supposed to do for the child. Is something that I wanted to add to whatever you said. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Thanks for your valuable points, ma'am. Yes, Gayatri ma'am is having a question like, when parents do not come for help for the child, how can we help? So I will first tell my opinion. If the child is like in schooling, we can give them the emotional and moral support from the counseling side. But the most bigger change can be given only if the parent side is supportive. So after a stage, we cannot the child cannot be independent, right? So it needed some support from the family members. So that's what I think. So Swati ma'am, can you please share your thoughts about this question, ma'am?
So anyone below the age of 18 is considered to be a child. So in schools, when we go as a consultant, sometimes when we feel that while working with a child, we feel that they have emotional struggles, whatever, we call the concerned parent. So whoever is available, sometimes they could be separated. It could be a distant relationship with the father, father working somewhere else, whomever. Sometimes the child is living with a grandparent. I think we should make it a point to meet any of the parent who's physically available. And we, as professionals, we have our own limitations, our own boundaries. So what I can do is I can contact the immediate primary caregiver. I can have a meetup with them, and I can convey what I'm supposed to be conveying in regard to the well-being of the child. Further taking it forward, sometimes they take it forward, they work on it, and some are not bothered depending upon the situations and the availability of whatever resource or people. Even people are resource. No, when the mother and father are not available, sometimes I've seen cases where only the grandmother will come. So to some extent, whatever contribution we can do that. One thing we can do is, generally when we call them exclusively for a parenting session in schools, there might be some hesitation for people to come. But in one particular school where I used to work, the principal had a wonderful idea of integrating distribution of mark rank card along with parenting session with a counselor. Both would be clubbed. So 1 hour of this they used to have, and post that many parents used to visit the counselor's room to come and discuss about their child.
Mhm.
So that
Yes,
way we can spread that awareness and education. So this is what I feel about it.
thank you, ma'am. So Gayatri ma'am, did you get the answer, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, ma'am. So anybody else having anything to share, you can share. Otherwise, we can end up the session for today. Okay. Thank you so much for joining, everybody. You can reach me anytime, so that if okay, thank you. Yes, special thanks to Swati ma'am for joining today. Thanks for your inputs, ma'am. Yes.
Kindly put your number in the chat box so that people who need will reach out to you, ma'am.
Yeah, sure, ma'am. Yes. I've shared my number in chat box. You can save my number and you can use it whenever you need it. So thanks for joining. Thank you so much. We'll meet you all in next session. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.